Hey there, welcome to the channel. I'm Cindy Daychuck with Queen Bee Creations, and today we are going to do another little practice watercolor in our little journal book. If you've been following along, we've done a number of little projects from, little one-tone winter scenes to whimsical birds to how to be able to do rocks. And today we are going to do another little practice. So this is, getting one of these little books is just designed to be able to practice another little technique, to be able to see about how to be able to play with watercolor rather than using a whole big sheet. We're just doing small little projects and working our way through filling a little watercolor journal. So I am going to take some washi tape and just tape off my page. So I've got a nice little square that I'm working from, and I'm going to pull you in overhead. I'm going to take my watercolors and just spritz them with a little bit of water so I've got them wet and ready to go, and then we'll be back. All right, all that we need for this, and I think I'm going to get a little smaller. There we go, smaller watercolor brush, and I need some water. And we're just going to dip into a green. And all I want to do here, and we're playing with water and dropping in and bleeding. So we're just gonna lay some heavy paint lines down here. Those ones were a little fat. It's not going to matter. And there we go. So what I want to do, let me clean off my brush, is now I just want to get some plain water. And we just want to now drop in that water above those lines. And in essence, we're reactivating that watercolor. So we're using that color, and here we're just making some trees here. And we're creating a bit of our tree line. So we've got our trunks. Now we can go back in and we can add in, oh, excuse me. Let's maybe just drop in a little bit of yellow here and there, and maybe a little bit more intense green, because we've got all that water happening there. And I can kind of tilt my page a little bit to let gravity be my friend and work for me here. We can have our trees working. Now, we can also do something similar on the bottom. So I'm going just below those trunks here. But now I can kind of catch some of that and activate. See how that bloomed? Because I touched into that wet paint above. But now I'm just touching into each of those little trunks, which is in contact with all that water up above. And we're able to take that down. And I love how some of that yellow bled down with it. But we're using the water to be able to pull our pigments rather than us having to do all of it, so that we get this lovely kind of organic look happening. Now we want to, at this stage, let this dry. So I'm going to come back once it's had a chance to be able to dry out a little bit. Once this has pretty much dried, you can go back in and you can drop in more detail. And here, I'm just kind of looking, going, where's the darker blue here? Maybe, let's take it from over here. So you can start to add in, you know, a little bit more color here and there if you want, a little bit more depth. You can add a little bit more jagged tree lines here and there. So I'm kind of looking at maybe there's some trees that were in behind. You know, so let's get a little bit of depth. Do a couple of little spikes here and there. And once you're playing with this, you can add a little bit more down in here. So that tree was a little bit darker, and we could add a little bit more of that darkness bleeding down, a little bit of that shadowing. But here we've pretty much let the paint dictate the flow and the look of our painting. And so cool, just the bleeding effect that we've got. So I don't want to take that away, but we're just adding a little bit more detail here and there, giving them a little bit of variation. And then maybe come down here with the side of my brush and just a little bit of the paint that's on there, and do a little bit of dry brushing here to create a little bit of variation in my ground. If you want, you can do the same and take it up at the top to add a little bit of color here and there. Don't touch your green if you don't want it to bleed all over and create more color. But there we go. We've got a quick, cute little tree line. Now, I drew a border, which I always do around my little paintings. But look how cute that looks. Definitely gives you that tree line. Picture this as something that you could do on a larger scale on a piece of paper or in the background of a painting. It's really about using the water and starting to learn how the paint will flow into the water, as opposed to just simply always painting the exact object. Great little exercise to start to get familiar with that flow. I'm still working on it and practicing it, but I gotta tell you, I'm pretty pleased with how that looks. It's super cute. I could see doing this on some little cut pieces of watercolor paper and turning them into cards, and have people be very delighted and think that I'm way more talented of a watercolor artist than I am. I like things that make me look good, and this definitely was a positive experience. Think also, I mean, I did this in green because I'm kind of in the summer mode, but think about doing the exact same thing with fall colors, with some of the oranges and yellows and purples and, you know, some of those reddish tones. You can get a completely different look and vibe, but you can definitely do this for a different season and have a different look. Let me know what you think of this one. Certainly let me know if you give it a try. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one. And until then, take care.